All right, guys, this is day 7. I believe it's a Sunday night, about 10:30. It's definitely past my bedtime, but I was laying there in bed and I just realized that I didn't post my video, and which is not like a big thing, except for I made a commitment to myself that I was going to be posting a video every day for an entire year. And as I was laying there, I was really contemplating. I had those thoughts that people have, that I've had several times. Like, well, what do I do? Do I just I can just record it early in the morning, whatever. I could post it, or I could just skip it. It's okay. It's Sunday. Um, you know, I posted every day this week. Good job. I could just pick it up tomorrow. And I was trying to figure out all these ways to justify not posting. And I thought, man, that's just the easy way out. This is just the easy way out. This is why I've reason I've failed stuff in the past, making concessions, making justifications, saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to do something, and then actually not following through with it, and then coming up with the reason why I'm not doing that. Well, I stopped for a second and said, that's just lame. It's just lame. I just started having a little self talk. I'm like, well, if I was I guess like my own coach, what would I say to myself? And I'm not the type of guy that likes to beat around the bush, and I don't like to make stuff soft. I'm like, just like, get your butt up and go do the thing. Just go do it. Just go do it. Like there's no need to have a conversation about it. Just do it. I think Shia LaBeouf had a great video back in the day, and it was just him in front of like a green screen, I think, and he was just like, just do it, and it was just do it. That was like his motivational thing, and it actually had like a longer, I think it was like a 15-minute video, but there was the clip of him doing that for like 1 minute, just do it. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes that's just what I need. It's just a smack in the face, kick in the pants. You just gotta do it. Anyway, so that's why I'm out here at 10:30 at night, going ahead and filming my video, because I made a commitment to myself, and I'm gonna honor that commitment, and I'm not gonna give myself the easy way out. So I came across this video today from someone that I admire, some very successful businessman, Tom Bilyeu, and he said something in a video that I thought, that is quite powerful. And he said, I'm going to prove to you that overwhelm doesn't exist. I was like, oh, got my attention right there. And so then he went on to say, describe what I think most people feel when they have overwhelm, myself included. It's your brain starts to focus on way too many things. And those things, generally, many of them, maybe you don't have a solution for. Maybe let's call them problems, and you don't have solutions for them. For me personally, right now, when I start thinking of my business and I start thinking of working on the funnels and the marketing, the videos, and there's like so many moving parts, and I'm learning them. So, when you learn something new, it seems overwhelming because there's a ton of information, and your brain kind of pinballs, ping, 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 in between all this information. And I'm trying to say which one what do I need to focus on? But I'm like, they're all important. And then as I like start getting the groundwork done, then I'm like, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And for me right now, I'm still in the same category, I'm still dealing with the business, but there's so many different parts that pretty soon I'm thinking, well, I don't know, and I want to get, and I don't know what the next thing is to do, because there's so many different parts. And you get to that point, and maybe it's just me, but I get to that point where I'm like, wow, there was so many things that I pretty much just got stopped straight in my tracks, and then I don't do anything. And so Tom was talking about in his video, he's like, here, I'm gonna prove it to you. That overwhelm doesn't exist. And he's like, when he feels like that, he said, I just take a minute, slow down, take a breath, and just start thinking slower which is interesting, right? Because overwhelm, we're thinking at like overwhelming speed, at max speed, and our brain is firing off all over the place. Like, whoa, take a breath, right? Regain the focus on one thing, and you gotta go, and then go for it. And I was just thinking about what he said though, as far as like, it doesn't exist. I'm like, you know, it's kind of like fear. Have you heard the analogy for fear, that it's false expectations appearing real? That they're not. The fear doesn't actually exist either, right? It's basically a construct of the mind. Like we fear stuff because we put stuff together and we make assumptions about what's gonna happen, and so then we have fear. Well, overwhelm is just simply our brain trying to process too many pieces of information, and we're just trying to hold them all in our brain at the same time. But when we just focus on something, take all these little things that are bouncing around, be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe ask a question like, what's the most important thing? And just focus on that. Yeah, overwhelm all of a sudden just goes away. Tom also says he's got a little mantra he tells himself, and it's simple. It's just this: I don't do overwhelm. And I'm bringing it up because today I was brainstorming and working on my funnel, and I was thinking of this, the different aspects of it, and how I'm going to, bring in people, what I'm going to offer, and all these different aspects of it. And all of a sudden I felt that overwhelming sensation of like, I just don't know. Should I do all this stuff? Do I do it? And all of a sudden I was like going so fast that I could feel like my heart rate was starting to race a little bit. My mind was getting real scattered. And I did exactly what Tom said. I took a beat, big breath in, let it out. And I was like, wait a second. What is the most important thing right here? Right? And again, this comes from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It was like one is, you have to begin with the end in mind. So you have to know what you want. That's super important. Like, you have to have a goal, and you have to know what you want, right? And when I have like that end goal in my sights, it makes my decisions about what to do right now so much easier. So much easier, because I'm like, does what I'm doing right now, or this thing, is it going to move me closer to my goal or further away, or sideways sometimes, huh? And that's such a powerful goal. But that's the measuring, that's the guiding stick, right? Like I know what I want, so is this going to move me towards it or not? And so often we get overwhelmed with like, I want to say menial, but that is not the right word. Just like the busyness of life, and we get into routines, and we forget that a lot of the stuff that we just do in life really doesn't matter, and it's not that important. And for myself right now, like, I'm working on my business. I work full-time job. I got my wife. I got 3 kids, and I'm trying to build my business. Some things gotta give. I cannot do that and be a person who amazingly maintains his house. I'm just gonna say it like that. Like during the summer when I wasn't working and I was being lazy and slacking off and not doing my business, yeah, I took care of the house. I was building stuff, I was cleaning stuff, I was mowing lawns, doing all this stuff, making sure everything's tidy. And since I've said no, my focus is my business, well, something's got to fall by the wayside. And for me, time with my family and my kids is more important than time tidying up the shop in the back. So stuff is a little bit messier than I would like it to be. But I'm progressing on my business, and moving me towards the goal that I set for myself. Anyway, I thought that was so interesting. I wanted to share it because overwhelm isn't real, and I don't do overwhelm. And it's simple when you tell yourself that, and you start conditioning your mind. You give yourself a physical trigger, physical response of like, whoa, take a deep breath. What do I want? And what do I need to do right now that will help me get towards that, right? That will move the needle in my favor. All right. Anyway, guys, that's it. It's 10:30. I'm not my normal high energy self, not because I'm not high energy, but because it's 10:30 and I'm out and everyone in my house is sleeping. So I hope you have a blessed night, and I'll catch you tomorrow.